Hello friends, thanks for joining us again here at GP Knives for another edition of What's New at GP Knives. This week we've got a lot of cool things, Kitch. We're going to talk about a CIVIVI anniversary sale. We got some up and coming really cool items that are coming later in the month, so you're definitely going to want to check all these out. Stay tuned, you're going to love them. Up first, we are going to talk about the CIVIVI sale. It's their 9th anniversary this year, so from April 12th to the 19th, there are select Wii and CIVIVI knives on sale on our website. We'll have a link down below to link you to all those knives, and also we're going to show you some. Kitch, we've got the Wii Elementum Titanium, which is pretty cool because they've done a lot of versions of the Elementum, but this is probably my favorite.
Yeah, this is a really cool version. It's basically the same knife that everybody fell in love with in G10 and stuff, and it's a frame lock and it's titanium now.
Really
so
nice.
They flip really good, they got really good detints, and it's just the same classic ergonomics that you expect from the Elementum.
Right.
It's probably it. I think that this thing probably hit like the top of a lot of EDC top 10 lists whenever it came out, and it's been a kind of a perennial favorite since it's been a thing. So
I love the contoured scales on this thing. It's great. It's got the open back with the titanium hardware frame lock, 20 CV steel on these. So these and select other fuse will be on sale from that date I told you earlier about. And also, we have a pack of playing cards from Wii. They're Wii branded playing cards, so they've got like their own knives on there and stuff. So super neat, free with every purchase over $29 from them. And you're definitely going to want to jump on that. Good time to buy a Wii or CIVIVI knife. All right, next up, guys, we've got some coming soon knives from Benchmade Knives, which is pretty cool. So up first, I'm going to touch on the mini Claymore. These come out April 20th, and I don't know about you, Kitch, but I'm getting one.
yeah, me too.
Super cool.
For sure. I think that the original Claymore was a really cool knife. So for a size comparison, it's much bigger than the mini, obviously. Yeah. They wouldn't call it the mini. But I think that this was an awesome knife. This is more like what I would call like a folding field knife. Like you can really beat on this thing. It's big, it's tactical. The mini is a lot more EDC friendly, but it's still going to be really tough. You still get that CPM D2 steel.
Yep.
And then the ergonomics on the small one are awesome. Like I have pretty big hands. If it's a full 4-finger grip, it has room for a lanyard if you need that. Deep carry pocket clip. They put the little bug out clip on there.
I like that.
And then they fire really hard.
Awesome.
So I think it's a winner. I think it's a really cool thing. I like that Benchmade can take their designs and kind of shrink them down, put them in a more reasonable size, and then you can kind of have the best of both worlds. If you like the design of the Claymore, but you don't want to carry a big knife like that, you can carry a mini.
It was really smart. I think it was really smart to go EDC on this knife. It was a popular knife. It still is a popular knife. So to branch out to the audience there for more people to be able to get one in their hands is a good way to do it. Slim it down. Super cool. They come in 2 different colors. We've got green, we've got black, both plain edge, and those are coming out on April 20th. Next up, we have the SOCP fixed blade. So the SOCP line has kind of been around for a while. I've been like maybe a decade now. All different kinds of versions and stuff. This is a double-edged little sword, Kitch.
Pretty much.
What would you call this?
Really, honestly, looking at it, the first thing I thought was the M7 bayonet. It was the bayonet that they used on the M16, came out during Vietnam War.
Sure.
This looks exactly like that in blade profile, basically. It's maybe a little bit more pointy on the end, but that's basically what it reminds me of. It looks like a bayonet without some kind of lug to attach it to a rifle. And that makes sense because it's basically just kind of a pokey tool, you know? It's double-edged, so you do have some like field use if you want to use this edge to really cut things, and then it gets dull, you have the top edge, you can flip it around and use that instead. It has multiple uses like pretty much every edge tool does.
Sure.
But it is basically a defensive tool.
Yeah, it's 3V, so it's super tough.
Super tough.
You got like what, a Cerakote coating on there?
Yeah,
probably
it's got that
finish.
black cobalt Cerakote coating.
Yeah, I like the black. Does it have a sheath? Comes with
it has a pretty cool little molded plastic sheath, and that has this little bit for extra retention there.
Oh, wow.
So if you guys buy one of these, a kind of a note to make is whenever you go to push this in, if you don't want to scratch up that aluminum guard, you got to kind of lift that up, and then it goes over it, and then it's like stuck in there, man. It goes into a little divot right there. Like
so,
you're not getting that out without
like literally whatever you're doing, jumping out of here, jumping out off of there, it's not going to fall out.
No.
That's pretty neat. That's a cool idea. I like that knife.
Yeah. It's a really neat knife. I think it's a great addition to like anybody who wants to have all of the SOCPs, or if you have like an SOCP dagger and you're going somewhere where you need to carry a bigger one, like some kind of deployment. Sure. That's kind of the knife for you.
Yeah, definitely. Those are going to be available on Thursday, April 13th. So you're going to want to pick those up as well. Very cool stuff from Benchmade this month. You guys are going to want to check it out. Okay, up next, we have a very special edition of the Heretic Cleric 2. These have been very popular since they came out a little bit last year. This is a really neat special edition one. I think this is probably going to be sort of a limited run, but I think they will make more of these and maybe in different blade finishes and stuff like that too. I think they're just kind of testing out working with Ultem, which is a pretty neat material. It's been coming around in a lot of different knife lines lately. It's got that amber color to it. You can kind of see inside and see the mech on that. So this is a really neat rendition of the Cleric too.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think that working with Ultem, that's something that you've seen a lot of companies do lately. And it's a pretty cool color. It kind of reminds me of like the amber from Jurassic Park with the mosquito in it.
Yeah,
how they make the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool. It's super tough too. So it's pretty scratch resistant. It's pretty much like impossible to melt. It's really tough material and it's very lightweight. Like you lose an ounce on the Cleric. And that's a big knife.
That's amazing.
That's a big reduction in weight.
Yep.
So you lose an ounce. And it's also see-through, so you can see the mechanism in there. You can see the little coil spring on the back. If I close it, you can see the blade in there.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So it's a neat knife already, and then you add something like this Ultem. I mean, the only aluminum you have is this ring that goes around it, basically.
Well, that's super different for Heretic too, because usually they don't do top lids. Usually they're a bottom lid company. Yep. So I'm not sure, but this might be one of their first ones where they've done a top lid.
Yeah.
And you have that inlay on the back, so you got windows on both sides. It's pretty cool.
I think you're right, because they always do like the carbon fiber and stuff on the flip side.
Yeah, for sure. So that's super cool. I'm pretty sure the blade is DLC.
Yep.
It's a great just blackout blade on their Magna Cut. So these are sweet. I'm sure they're going to go fast.
For sure.
Get one if you can find one out there, and hopefully they make more. So next up this week, we have some new items from Spyderco that are already available on the website, and they're called the Stok. It is a little fixed blade that's everyday carry, budget friendly, only around like $70. Pretty cool. I really like it that it comes in 2 different blade shapes.
Yeah, that is pretty neat. I think it's a really neat little EDC fixed blade, like anyway. Like even if it was just one or the other, but the fact that you get something that's kind of pointy, something that's a little bit more slicey.
Slicey, yeah.
Because you get this saber ground on this Bowie, so that's nice. It's a little bit more, tough. I mean, like really even looking at it, like getting on that flat, you could probably get in there and like pop some staples, some light prying work. Not that you should pry with your knife, but like if you're going to, you carry a little knife like this, and it's kind of a utility tool. You use it to cut boxes, use it to pop stuff open. The sheep's foot blade, or the drop point blade, as Spyderco calls it, it's going to be kind of your more slicey blade, and they come with this pretty nice little molded sheath and a variety of options. Like it comes with a G clip, like most Spydercos, but I mean, you could put an Ulti clip on here. You could put like a Mummert clip, put it in your pocket.
Sure.
A bunch of different stuff. It's just a nice, small, kind of everyday carry fixed blade at a really awesome price point.
Yeah, they use like ACR. It's their kind of like budget steel, but they've been using it so long. I'm sure they've got amazing heat treat on it. It's easy to sharpen.
It's super easy to sharpen. It's very corrosion resistant. I mean, it's basically like if you're going to use this knife every day, it's going to be really easy to like strop or sharpen back to life, and it's probably not going to rust unless you're just like leaving gross gunk on it all day and then putting it right back into the knife drawer.
I love the color they picked on this too. This is a nice little like olive green on there. Just a little bit of light texture. It's not going to tear up any of your pockets or anything like that. I just think it's a cool little everyday knife. You guys should check them out. We're stoked about it. So next up, we've got a collection from really Italian makers, really, but it's all Vox design, basically a little Vox Anso design in there. We're going to start with a GiantMouse called the Tribeca Kitsch. This is a pretty cool flipper, and it's the first time they've ventured into Magna Cut, which is really nice. And it comes with this amazing blue. It's like denim blue micarta. I love that one.
Me too.
Super nice knife. You should check this knife out.
I think that's probably some of the best micarta I've ever seen, and it makes me really kind of want one. The knife itself is really nice too. It's your traditional kind of like GiantMouse ergonomics. You have a nice big finger choil. You got jimping up here high on the blade so you can kind of choke up on it, do some work. Deep carry wire clip, liner lock, smooth action. Yeah. So you can't really complain about any of that, but I think that the standout for the knife is that denim micarta.
I think so too. Love that. It also comes in black G10. If you're a fan of that, it's cool too.
Yeah, it's cool. It's got kind of like some texture to it. It does feel good. I like how it kind of meshes with that bronze backspacer. Yeah. But I hate to say it, black G10, I don't know if you stand up to the micarta as much.
It's very cool. Yeah, I love that. Next up we have from MKM is a new version of the Isonzo. It's been out for a little while. It's been a really fancy, like really popular little EDC guide. It's coming like the FRN and just different types of scales, carbon fiber. This is bronze titanium this time. Another Vox design. It's a super cool little knife and 3 different blade shapes.
Yeah, I liked it whenever it first came out. It was real lightweight. I think that this is kind of cool how they put it in M390. They gave it titanium, and then you get all 3 blade shapes again too. So like if you like a small little EDC folder and you want it for different things, like you got slicing, you have cutting rope, and then you have kind of your pointy guy for cutting through tape and boxes. You have all three of those options just available. And then the reverse S, or hawksbill as they call it, is a flipper too.
Awesome.
So you get 2 modes of deployment on this one. The other ones are just the thumb slot, but I mean, they're all really nice. They're all super smooth. Kind of the perfect size for an EDC knife. Real small, deep carry.
It's a little tank though.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's super.
That's a beefy little guy.
Super chunky, super thick.
Yep.
You can kind of choke up on them. Use them, you can cap the blade.
Yep.
Great little cutters, gigantic lanyard hole. Hard to beat, honestly.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice knife. You guys can check all these out at links below and on the website. They'll be available soon.
All right, guys, we went over some really cool stuff today. Make sure you check the links down below. Make sure you hit the link down below too for that CIVIVI sale that starts. A lot of cool stuff on sale on that one. Hit the comments. Let us know what your favorite knife from this week was. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.